Good evening, Miss Alia. Today we are going to present about Cefr and the Malaysian educational blueprint. So we choose Matilda's story. I'm Kunawati.
I'm Kugana.
I'm Ramya.
I am Santosh.
And I'm Priya.
So we'll now get into the introduction of our story. So I will now further elaborate about this movie. So this movie is about Matilda. Matilda Wormwood is an exquisite and intelligent little girl. Unfortunately, her parents, Harry and Xenia, misunderstand her because they think she is so different. As time passes, she finally starts school and has a kind teacher, loyal friends, and a sadistic headmistress. As she gets fed up with the constant cruelty, she begins to realize that she has a gift of telekinetic powers. After some days of practice, she suddenly turns the table to stand up to Harry and Xenia and outwit the headmistress. So I'll now pass the floor to the next presenter.
Alright. Here is the Cefr level of 5 characters. For the first character is Matilda. For the Matilda, we choose a C1 proficient user. For the listening, exceptional and has a basic level of English proficiency. Matilda has no problem about the listening about the language. For example, Miss Honey and Matilda utilize an easy pathway through their village. Matilda checks as they walk, telling everyone how pleased she feels about her new power and what she could potentially be capable of. Miss Honey, of course, is the voice of reason. She tells Matilda to slow down and unwind. After all, abilities may be harmful and they must carefully consider how to use them. Matilda tried to understand what Miss Honey is trying to convey a message to her, and Matilda also tried to realize what she had did, and then in that particular scene, uh, listening level lead to it that Matilda has no problem in the listening English proficiency. And for the second stage is reading. According to the C1 reading level, Matilda had no difficulty in reading. For example, in the movie, Matilda, the girl, instructs herself to read and wants to read more despite the fact that her parents prefer to watch television. Um, for example, on weekdays, despite her age, her parents leave her alone for a while, so she gets up and goes to the library on her own self. She only 4 years old. By the way, Miss Peirce, who's the woman guiding the librarian, assists her in the selecting books. Matilda begins by reading all of the children's book. Then she requests that select something else from the librarian, realizes Matilda is a unique at this point. So for the spoken interaction, as specified, Miss Honey is now even more integrated. She asks a slew of more math questions involving multiples of 2, and Matilda answered them all, even though other of the children can't able to answer them. So Miss Honey gets excited when Matilda tells she acknowledged a bunch of other math stuffs. She tries to act normal so Matilda doesn't stand out too much. So Miss Honey conclude that believes Matilda is absolutely talented regardless of the reason why she is capable of what she does. So for the spoken production, uh, she can use language for social and professional purposes in a flexible and protective manner, and also express the ideas and opinions preciously and relate them to those of other speakers. In a particular scene from the film, the family is waiting for a dinner on night. Mr. Wormwood, which is her father, had a fantastic day at work because he sold 5 cars. He invents a story problem for Mike, who is Matilda's brother, based on the prices he paid for the resold each car. Mike brags to their father about how great and smart he is, and Mr. Wormwood brags about on his special marketing tools, even though the math is far too difficult for Mike, who write everything down and can't do the total in his head. Matilda jumps in it with the answer when he starts adding it. Obviously, she did it in her head right away. Mr. Wormwood simply ignores her, but Matilda defends herself and asks him to double check it. So by this scene, we can see the interaction that Matilda had with their parents. For the writing skills, Matilda began teaching herself to read when she was 3 years old. She quickly progressed to writing as well. She is extremely intelligent and she developed an interest in writing in a young age. She took an initiative to write when she went to the library to read the storybooks. Matilda subsequently demonstrates her writing abilities too. So I pass it to the next presenter.
So the character that I choose is father. So according to my analyst, it's a level A2. Why A2? Because of his basic interaction. So for the first one is a limited language. The father's character language seems to be fairly constrained throughout the entire film. Although he employs simple everyday language and also his vocab, is a lack of exposure to more technical and or also complex language. Third is grammatical mistakes. The father can communicate basic facts, but he frequently makes a grammatical mistake whenever he speaks. He may also have a limited understanding of grammar. Uh, Third is problems with listening and also understanding. Uh, the father character will have trouble comprehending English speakers with unusual accent or who speak quickly. He could also have trouble keeping up with talks when idiomatic or complicated terms are used. Fourth is basic reading and also capabilities. The father character's low reading and also writing abilities are allowed too. He might also have the ability to read short, straightforward text like simple direction or also signs. And then I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, the next character is Mother. Okay, her name is Mrs. Wormwood and she is the mother of Matilda. And her English proficiency level is A2, basic user. And the first point is basic vocabulary and sentence structure. Language skills are at elementary level, demonstrated by a use of basic vocabulary and sentence structure. For example, she might say, I like magazines, hairdressing, and also dancing. Mrs. Wormwood struggles to express complex ideas and emotion, often resorting to straightforward statements like I don't have time to go and sit in the clinic when facing challenges. The third one is grammatical errors, which are evident in a language use, particularly with verb tenses. She might say, I have to make my nails, indicating a difficulty with more complex language forms. And the fourth one is limited understanding of idiomatic expression. So it is numerous. She might say the sweet of a woman's bro instead of the correct idiom, which is the sweet of a man's bro. And the last one is despite a basic language proficiency, Mrs. Wormwood effectively communicate straightforward messages. For example, she might instruct a doctor, now you do the cooking and cleaning while I'm at work. Overall, Mrs. Wormwood's communication style aligned with CEFR level A2, demonstrating a basic level of English proficiency with potential for improvement in more advanced language skills. And that's all from me. I'm passing to the next presenter.
Okay, guys, for the next character is Matilda's teacher. This teacher character is based on the level B2 because of upper intermediate. Okay, for the first point is exhibit a strong passion for teaching and a dedication. Because Miss Ni exhibit a strong passion for teaching and a dedication to create a supportive learning environment for students. And the second one is establishes personal connection because Miss Ani establishes personal connection with the students through excellent and straightforward communication. The third one is recognize and nurtures because Miss Ani recognize and nurtures Matilda's explanation abilities and also providing with a challenging material to keep her engaged. And the fourth one is effortlessly explain concept and directives, because she effortlessly explains concept and directives in a way students can understand. I will pass it to next presenter.
I will now further explain about the headmistress, Agatha Trunchbull. So overall, as a non-fictional character with language skills, Agatha Trunchbull could be portrayed as a proficient user at CEFR level C2. This level of language proficiency aligns with her character's ability to effectively communicate her authority, intimidation, and control over the school environment in the movie Matilda. So for listening, Trunchbull possesses excellent listening comprehension, where she understands spoken language with ease, can follow even fast and complex speeches or discussions. For an example, during a school assembly, a guest speaker delivers a complex presentation on educational reforms. Agatha Trunchbull listens intently, showing no signs of difficulty understanding the technical jargon and intricate details. Afterwards, she engages in a discussion with other staff members, showcasing her comprehensive comprehension of the speech's content. In the aspect of speaking, Trunchbull's speech is characterized by clear and coherent expression. She can articulate her thoughts and ideas persuasively, often using rhetorical techniques to manipulate and intimidate her audience. Her confident and forceful delivery contributes to her authoritative demeanor. For an example, in the school cafeteria, Agatha Trunchbull addresses the students with a commanding and authoritative tone. She delivers a powerful speech, skillfully using rhetorical technique to intimidate and instill fear among the students. Her clear and coherent delivery reinforces her role as a formidable headmistress, ensuring obedience from the entire student body. Next, Trunchbull's reading comprehension is highly proficient. She can understand a wide range of texts, including complex academic or legal documents. This level of comprehension allows her to maintain her position of power and control over the school. For an example, Agatha Trunchbull reads a lengthy disciplinary report containing detailed descriptions of student behavior. Despite its complexity and length, she quickly processes the information, demonstrating her ability to comprehend academic research and behavioral assessments. This allows her to make informed decisions regarding appropriate disciplinary actions. In addition, Agatha Trunchbull demonstrates advanced writing skills capable of producing clear and well-structured text with a precise and nuanced use of language. Her written communication, as seen in school policies and disciplinary letters, further establishes her authority and fear-inducing presence. For an example, Agatha Trunchbull drafts a disciplinary letter to a student who broke a significant school rule. Her writing is precise and well-structured, using formal language and legal terms to outline the consequences of the student's action. The letter effectively communicates the gravity of the student's situation, reflecting her proficiency in written communication. Now, I'd like to pass to the next presenter.
Alright, continuously we are moving to the next part, which is Malaysian Educational Blueprint Solution. From the 10 ships, we choose 7. And the first one is talent excellence. First of all, we have to look at the 4 points, which is being uniquely to be valued and celebrated. And the second, accept what life has presented. And the third, talent exposing activities. And the fourth is mold students into well-rounded individuals. So by the way, the girl who called Matilda based on her talent excellence in the Matilda film, although there is a multiple knowledge to be drawn from the Matilda story, the most important one is that being unique is a good thing, because people are frequently labeled as Americanized, with they are just slightly different from others. The message is that differences need to be valued and celebrated. It really is all about taking charge and managing things on your own. The default response in such a documentary is more often than not to bear it in silence and accept that what life has presented to you. So by focusing on these qualities, the blueprint hopes to mold students into well-rounded individuals who are not academically competent but also talented in their individual fields. So every person must be unique in a number of ways. So educational institution must be set up based on talent exposing activities as well. So I'm passing to the next presenter.
The third shift is nation of lifelong learners. For the first point is love for learning, because Matilda's love for learning of showcase scenes of Matilda reading various genres of books beyond the regular curriculum and also displaying insatiable curiosity. The second one is self-directed learning, because self-directed learning depict Matilda's engagement in workshops and online courses and joining educational clubs to pursue her interest outside of school. And the third point is mentor character, because mentor character introduce a teacher of librarian who recognize Matilda's potential as education journey, guiding towards new information and encouraging to ask questions. That's all from me. I pass it to the next presenter.
Okay, the next shift is fifth one, which is financially sustainability. The first point is empowering students from low income families, where we need to introduce scholarship and financial aid programs to help the students like Matilda to pursue their quality education regardless of their economic background. And the second point is effective effective resources allocation, where we can implement measures to allocate education resources more efficiently, ensuring that schools have the necessary tools and support to nurture academic potential in students. And the third point is investing education's long-term impact, where we can it highlight the significance of investing in education for a brighter future. Adequate funding, teacher training, and resources can lead to a positive impact of society as a whole. And that's it. I'm passing to the next person.
So for the next one is empower governance. So the first suggestion will be encourage independence and also accountability. The young lead character in Matilda takes charge of education by reading books from the library on her own. So student-centered learning strategies may be used to promote students' independence and also accountability. This gives them the freedom to choose what they want to learn about and also how they want to study it by themselves. And second is establish innovation centers in schools. Every school should have established innovation centers in schools. Just as Matilda found comfort in the library of her school, a Malaysian school may create innovative hubs where students can investigate their passions, do research, and also work together on their creative projects. So I'll pass it to the next presenter.
So the seventh shift is innovative ecosystem. So the first point is promoting creativity and personalized learning, where schools can encourage students like Matilda to explore their unique interests and learning styles. For example, offering project-based assignment where Matilda can create her own storytelling project based on passion for literature and creativity. And the second point is encouraging experimentation and technology integration, where teachers should have the freedom to try out innovative teaching methods such as using interactive education apps or virtual reality simulations to make learning more engaging and dynamic. For example, Madira could participate in a virtual science experiment to deepen her understanding of complex scientific concepts. And the last point is fostering real world learning opportunities, where collaboration between education institutions and local communities can lead to practical learning experience. For instance, Attila could intern at the publishing house of work with the local author, where it will help her to gain the real world insight into the world of literature and publishing while honing her writing skill. That's all from me. Passing to the next question.
Then the second one is a global prominence. So the first point is like technology integration should be used in school. So it is encouraging to see Matilda's curiosity regarding things outside of her own environment. So Malaysian schools should support student exchange programs, integrate global viewpoints into their curriculum, and use technology to foster visual cross-cultural exchange if they want to increase the global importance. So I'll pass it to the next presenter.
Okay, move on to the 10th shift is transform education. First one is highlighting value of higher education. Highlighting value of higher education, all the characters like Sunny and Michael, their ambition of future education. Miss Annie shares a journey to become a teacher, showcasing the influence of education on her life. For example, Miss Annie talks about how a college education shaped a teaching career and help inspire students. The second point is emphasizing vocational training. Michael considers enrolling in a vocational school to pursue a technical talent and also promoting their idea that different educational paths. Therefore, Michael decided to attend a vocational school to become a skilled mechanic and also showcasing the importance of technical education. And the third point is exploring alternative career choices. The movie depicts other students' experience, such as enrolling in colleges or engaging in after high school, breaking in the myth. The success solely depends on a college degree. For example, a student chooses an company instead of attending college, showing diverse pathway to success. I will pass it to next presenter.
So, as a conclusion, promoting talent excellence, empowering governance, fostering innovative ecosystem, embracing technology for global prominence, and transforming higher education delivery are the key steps to create an inclusive, innovative, and learner-centric education system in Malaysia. And that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.